The Ministry of Finance responded to a right to information request I sent and then denied me a copy of the contract and other pieces of information. We sent this request in November last year, and then the response came a while ago. The Ghana Revenue Authority, we sent two requests, one in July last year and then one in November last year, and we have not had any response from the GRA, even though we filed an RTI appeal. Now to the responses from the Petroleum Commission. We knew that three main sectors were involved in the issues we're dealing with. That is the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, the Petroleum Commission, and then the Minerals Commission. The NPA deals with the downstream petroleum sector. That's the importation and transportation of the fuel products we use. And then the Petroleum Commission is in charge of the drilling of oil offshore and the production of oil. Then the Minerals Commission, as we all know, is in charge of the gold and others. So our investigation actually started with the NPA. And whoever watches the documentary will know that the NPA has put in measures that are adequate enough to police or assure government's interest in the downstream sector. And officials of the GRA we interviewed in this documentary actually confirmed this. The head of Petroleum, Samson Yanim, actually said the NPA's ERDMS, which is connected to customs ICOMS, their revenue system, ensures that they get the volumes right. And once you get your volumes right, you get your revenues right. This is from the GRA. So we know that the NPA is covered. Then we went to the Petroleum Commission because on the website of the Petroleum Commission, it says that it was established by an Act of Parliament, 2011 Act 821, as the result of the hydrocarbon discoveries in commercial quantities to regulate and manage the utilization of petroleum resources and coordinate policies in the upstream petroleum sector. So when we saw that a contract was being awarded to a company to go to this upstream petroleum sector, we wanted to know if the state agency that is mandated to regulate and coordinate policies in this sector had any knowledge of it, whether they had information of leakages, whether accidental or deliberate. And so we did a right to information request. And the Petroleum Commission, I must say, responded very swiftly to our request, which we included in our report, and said that they had no knowledge of this contract and that they have also no knowledge of any report that suggests that there were such losses in the sector. Then we wrote again to the Minerals Commission, and the Minerals Commission, according to its official mandate on its website, says it is the government of Ghana agency with the primary responsibility of developing and coordinating mineral sector policies and monitoring their implementation. So when they failed to respond, we appealed to the head of the entity, and we got a response this week. And this response came from the CEO of the Minerals Commission, Mr. Martin Ayisi, who actually said that the Minerals Commission did not play any role in this contract to SML. The Minerals Commission again stated that it did not have any report to suggest the losses in the sector. And the Minerals Commission went ahead to say it actually conducts periodic audits to assure government's interest or revenue in the sector. So what all of these point to is the simple fact that there was a letter that said the Minister of Finance, and we know the Minister of Finance is Ken Ofori-Atta, had determined that revenue assurance or monitoring should be done at the upstream sector and also the gold mining sectors. And these responses point to the fact that the state institutions that are mandated to monitor and ensure government's interest in these sectors were not involved. They had no input. They did not report any losses to the Ministry of Finance. And when the Ministry of Finance denied a response, one of the questions we also put to them was whether or not the ministry had received any reports from the sector agencies. And they denied to give us the contract, but they responded to that question. And I read from the Ministry of Finance letter, which was signed by Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, a Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance. And the letter says, we do not have direct information on purported reports from agencies in the petroleum and mining sectors about losses in the downstream, upstream, and mining sectors. So the question that we need to be asking, or Ghanaians should be asking, is if there wasn't any such report, what was the basis or what informed Ken Ofori-Atta's decision to ask this company